presentation. And oh yeah, I'm gonna do my first presentation. So today I'm gonna talk about Larry Itliong, the the Filipino American who changed history. But I'm gonna upload the PDF just in so that guys can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so the first one I'm gonna talk about the overview. So who was Larry Itliong? Life in the United States, the Delano Grape Strike, the partnership with Cesar Chavez and the United Farm Workers, legacy and recognition, Larry Itliong's impact on Asian American studies, conclusion and personal reflection, and references. The first one is I'm going to talk about who was Larry Itliong. He was born on October 25, 1913 in Pangasinan, Philippines. He is one of the 6 children born in Artemio and Francesca Itliong. He completed 6th grade before living in his hometown of San Nicolas, Pangasinan. Immigrated to the United States at the age of 15 in the search of better life and opportunity. Become a Filipino-American labor leader and civil rights activist who helped recognize the 1965 Delano graves. And I'm going to show you a little picture. So I'm not sure if it's cousins or neighbor, but when I Google it, like a childhood picture about him, this is one pop up. So I think I'm not sure if this is him or him. So the other kids is maybe cousins. Life in United States. So this is like questionable. So I'm not 100% if he came here and applied for America to serve as steward abroad at U.S. Army, transferred during World War II, or he worked here for a while and then decided to apply. So I settled in Stockton, California after the war, worked as a farm worker throughout California, became active in labor and union, and organized Filipino farm workers, helped strengthen the Filipino American and community throughout the labor and civic organization. So the Delano Grave Strike. So it began on September 8, 1965 when Larry Itliong led Filipino grape workers in Delano, California to strike for higher wages and better working conditions. So I think before he planned to do the strike, here I mean any immigrants that arrive in in America or anywhere, they do not treat them right in all days. I remember one of my professors in history, he mentioned that let's just say Filipino, they like to wear those tuxedos. So they go to the bar or some restaurant. So some of the restaurant has them big like a placard or something that says that no Filipino allowed. So yeah, so they do not treat like other. So the strike was organized through the Agricultural Workers Organization Committee, Cesar Chavez and the National Farm Workers Association, NFWA, Mexican American Farm Workers. The movement drew national attention to labor rights, racial equality, and social justice. So the strike helped pave the way for the formation of the United Farm Workers, or UFW. So partnership, when I talk about partnership with Cesar Chavez and United Farm Workers. So in 1965, Larry Itliong and the Agricultural Workers Organization Committee, or AWC, led approximately 1,500 Filipino farm workers in strike against grape growers in Delano. In 1967, AWOC and the NFWA officially merged to form the United Farm Workers. Together, they secured the contracts that improve wages, benefits, and working conditions for farm workers. So Larry Itliong invited Cesar Chavez and then the National Farm Workers Association and FWA to join the strike. So Cesar Chavez became the director of the UFW while Larry Itliong served as the assistant director. So in 1977, they have a little disagreement. So Larry Itliong decided to resign to UFW because of the election reunion. I think I'm not entirely sure, but I just read one of the resources that I have that Cesar wanted socially. I think maybe he wanted more, like maybe wanted to do some maybe different, while Larry just wanted traditional, just like whatever it is, just stay, but maybe wanted more, but not like what as Cesar Chavez wanted. So then that way Larry decided to resign. So, legacy and recognition. Larry Itliong is recognized as one of the father of the West Coast labor movement. He is remembered as the key leader in the Filipino-American Asian American labor movement. So in 1995, a mural honoring the Filipino American farm workers was completed historically Filipino town in Los Angeles, featuring Larry Itliong. October 25 is recognized as Larry Itliong's Day in California, honoring his contribution to labor rights and social justice. So that's him. And then he wrote some quotes. I think he really likes this. I'm sorry. Okay. So he says that in his quotes, equal rights and justice, you've got to make that come about. They are not going to give it to you. So Larry Itliong's impact on Asian American studies. Visibility of Filipino American contribution. So his leadership brought greater recognition to the contribution of Filipino Americans in the United States labor movement. Cross-ethnic and solidarity, he united Filipino Mexican American immigrants. Intersection of race, class, and immigration, he reflects about the experience and challenges faced by the many Asian American immigrants. Education and legacy. Today, Larry Itliong's story is included in Asian American study courses, history, textbook, educational program across the United States. So conclusion and personal reflection. So after researching Larry Itliong, I was surprised that his name is not mentioned often as Cesar Chavez. Like I mentioned it earlier, I took a California history, and I've never heard his name. They mentioned Cesar Chavez, not really often, but they mentioned him a little bit more than Larry Itliong. I just recently found out about him is through social media because about Cesar Chavez. So they're saying that he had an assistant, but I'm not entirely sure that is Filipino. So while Chavez received most of the recognition, many people do not know about who is Larry Itliong unless they time to learn more about the history of farmers movements, just like I mentioned. Even though he played a major role in organizing the Demo Great Strike, his contributions are often overlooked. Yeah, because I know Cesar Chavez has his own street, we have a statue, and then Larry Itliong, they didn't even like mention it to him. So if you don't research the influence or the movement, the change, change labor and all, you can't find him, because even his if you Google about images, they don't have a lot. Even the childhood picture, I have to really dig deep up because I can't find. It's not like a public a lot. So learning about his leadership helped me realize that many important figures do not always receive the recognition they deserve. So probably it made me think that there's so much about history that we do not know. Okay, for instance, Larry Itliong. There's so much about that he did. He helped change something to be better about about American Asians who works, that people do not treat them right. Because of him, they have a better job environment, and then the wages. So make you think that maybe there's probably more out there in history that maybe they're just trying to they're trying to just keep it in the scrolls, and then they doesn't want to let us know more than that they wanted us to know, because maybe they're afraid of the perspective. But learning history, we got to know what to change and not to go back about what happened. So Larry was one of the leaders who helped improve the lives of minority frameworks by fighting for the fair wages, better working conditions, and equal treatment. I believe that his story should be taught in history classes because his leadership helped change the lives of the thousands of farm workers who have been treated unfairly for many years. His courage reminds us that one person can inspire change, even when they are not widely recognized. As the saying goes, history is not made by one person. alone, but those who courage inspires others to stand together. Larry Itliong reminds us that the history is shaped by many individuals, and every contribution deserves to be recognized and remembered. And this is my references. And thank you so much, guys, for listening. And I'm sorry about it. The video, I do not know how to do the PowerPoint, but I'm going to upload the PDF. So thank you so much, and have a great day.